The body needs clothes to keep warm. The body needs some shelter so that when it is raining, the rain does not touch you. And so on and so on and so on. Water. And now when you have the food, you have the water, you have the clothes, you have some shelter, you're not feeling cold. The next thing is, you say, I also want to be known outside of my house. I also want to be known. So now you want to socialize with the people. You want people to know you're also there. And you want people to know you also exist. Okay? And then you want to say, also me now, because if people know me, I should not just be known. I have some dreams. And I must project this in society, and people must know I am very particular. And I am the only one who can be like this. And then you begin to think about maybe some position in society. You want to go into politics. You want to become the LC1 chairman of the village. You see, there you are a little bit above the ordinary members of the what? Of the village. And you become a little bit what? And this is all what life is all about. Okay? So in a life, you are too busy. You are either serving your boss, or even if you are self-employed, you are doing your own business. What are you doing the business for? Number one, for food. Okay. Clothes. Okay. So that you can socialize with the people. Okay. So that you are able to go and sit with the people out there. Okay. And spend the evening there, socialization. And so the next time you can use your money also to rise maybe into some position, something like that. But of all that you do, which of those which you do is really meant for your non-physical aspect of life? Let's call it like this. You see, the world is divided into two. There is a here, and there is a hereafter. There is a here, and there is a hereafter. Most of human concern is for here, but little for hereafter. Even when we know very well that here is not forever, that here is not permanent, and even when we know there is a hereafter, we are not very seriously concerned about the hereafter. But all our life and time is spent for here and about here, and especially younger people, younger people. Someone says younger people are much more about here than hereafter. Much more about here than hereafter. A man that you know very well, whose name is Eric Omondi, says, in this world, two things are involved. You are either born a man or you are born a woman. And it says, if you are born a woman, you are safe. But if you are born a man, two things are involved. You either spend your life as a military person, military army man, or a civilian. If you spend your life as a civilian, you are safe. But if you spend your life as a military man, two things are involved. You either kill or you get killed. If you kill, you are safe. But if you get killed, two things are involved. Your dead body is either carried home for decent burial, or that dead body of you has rots in the battlefield, in the wilderness. If you are carried home for burial, you are safe. But if your body rots in the wilderness, two things are involved. That the rotten body of yours of course, becomes manure. It will be used either for growing flowers or for growing trees. If they are used for growing flowers, you are safe. But if they are used for growing timber, two things are involved. The timber that has come from you may be used for making timber, or it may be used for making toilet paper. The trees. Because for your information, you know we even use trees for making toilet paper. If they are used for making timber, you are safe. But if they are used for making toilet paper, two things are involved. The toilet paper which is used may be used by a man, or it may be used by a woman. If they are used by a man, you are safe. But if they are used by a woman, two things are involved. The woman may use you from the back or from behind, from the front. If she uses you from the back, you're safe. If she uses you from the front, two things are involved. You either catch gonorrhea or you catch HIV/AIDS. If you catch gonorrhea, you're safe. If you catch HIV/AIDS, he says one thing is involved. You die. A religious thinker also says in this life, two things are involved. The issue here is not what Eric Omondi says. We want to begin with what is easier. To prepare you for what is more serious. What's in the region now. And a religious thinker says also in this life, two things are involved. You die as soon as you are born or you grow up. So you either die as soon as you are born or you grow up. If you die as soon as you are born, you are safe. But if you grow up, two things are involved. You grow up as a mad person, or you are not mad. If you are mad, you are safe. If you grow up as a mad person, you are safe. But if you grow up as a person who is not mad, two things are involved. You either identify with the religious community and spend your life as a religious person, or you do not. If you do not identify yourself with the religious community, you are safe. But if you identify yourself with the religious community, two things are involved. You either follow religion at all cost. You either follow religion at all cost, or at no cost, or perhaps at some cost. If you follow religion at the all cost, and the English here is the all cost, you are safe. But if you only follow religion at some cost, two things are involved. You may change to all cost, or may remain at some cost. If you change to all cost, you are safe. But if you remain at some cost, one thing is involved. You lose the benefits, all the benefits and the blessings promised in that religion. So you can say what is here is, if we should follow religion, if we belong to a religious sect, we must follow that religion at the all cost. But if we follow that religion only at some cost, we are wasting time. Because at the end, we lose all the benefits, all the promises in that particular religion. And actually someone says, better to be very serious in a false religion than to be relaxed and conditional in a true religion. Better to be very serious in a false religion than to be relaxed and not very serious in a true religion. Many times we think it is where we belong. We think it is the name of the religion that is important. But we want to say that what is important is not the name of the religion. What is important is not the name of the religion, but what is important is your commitment in that particular religion. The question is, at what cost is your commitment in your religion? Are you at all cost, or you are at some cost? Are you at all cost, or you are at some cost? And that is very, very serious. Religion is not a joking matter. Religion is not just a place for socialization. Many times we want to consider religion and a place for prayers, a place for socialization, a place where we can meet friends, a place where we can meet, interact, and there are appointments. That's the place for appointments, and so on, and so on, and so on. And sometimes the place is religious, but the appointment is not religious. Does that happen or it doesn't happen? The place is religious. The appointment place is religious, but the agenda on the item is not religious. There is hardly anyone without religion. Without religion, human life would have very serious problems which can never be resolved. And human life will have many, many questions which can never be answered. And therefore, religion is a matter of death and life, or life and death. Please never undermine the religion of someone else, whether or not his religion means anything to you. Whether or not his religion makes sense to you. Why? Because whether or not his religion makes sense, his religion means to him life and death. And that is it. And that's why we say religion is not a joking matter. And that explains why some people are ready even to kill when you undermine their religion. Some people are ready even to kill and destroy very seriously when you take their religion lightly. What about the religion of Jesus Christ, where many of you belong? The religion of Jesus Christ, which we call Christianity. And for your information, the religion of Jesus Christ is Christianity, not necessarily Seventh-day Adventism. The religion of Jesus Christ is Christianity, not necessarily Seventh-day Adventism. Because Christianity is more than Seventh-day Adventism. Seventh-day Adventism is one of those Christian churches. And therefore, as you sit here, whether you're Seventh-day Adventist or you're not Seventh-day Adventist, you can still be a Christian. You can still be in the religion of what? Jesus Christ. And so, the religion of Jesus Christ, is it serious or is it not serious? because we are saying religion is a joking matter. Now, in the religion of Jesus Christ, it is all about, as far as his words are concerned, it is all about the balance between gaining or winning the whole world and losing your soul. The religion of Jesus Christ is about the balance, and that balance is between gaining the whole world, winning the whole world, versus losing your soul or saving your soul. How? How can you win the whole world? How can you gain the whole world? And you see, the word here is whole. What does whole leave out? The English word whole, what does it leave out? How can you gain the whole world? But in the whole world, your life is not there. Does it make sense? Because if it is whole, then it must also include your what? Your life and your soul. But how can you gain the whole world, but you lose your soul? Okay? How? Of course, here some versions use the word soul. Some other versions use the word life. And my version uses the word himself. Lose yourself, and so on and so on. Why soul? Because those days, people thought the human being as a soul, as an aspect, called the what? The soul. We shall not go into those details. But you see, briefly, the soul is that aspect of the human life which is portrayed as more important. More important. For people of those days, it is that aspect of human life which is portrayed as more important. Number one, more important than the physical life, the physical part of the body, the human life. Number two, as far as this text is concerned, it is also portrayed as more important than everything else in the world. Your life is more important than everything else in the world. Because after all, what will be the meaning of everything else in the world minus your life? Are you thinking? What will be the meaning of everything else in the world minus your life? What will be the meaning of everything else in the world minus your life? If we give chance to each one of you to say out what you consider the most important things in your life, I am sure money may not be very far away from the first item on the list. What else apart from money, which may not be very far away from the list of items? What else? What else? Only money? Mukama? Only money. What else? The human beings consider very important apart from money? Huh? Family. Okay. Family, health. And which one? Eternal life. Power. Yes. Those are serious things. But eternal life, how many people have the Sony? How many people are fighting for eternal life in this world? How many people do you know? Their daily tasks. Their daily task is pursuing things which finally lead to eternal life. But you know, very many people in the world whose daily task is to do things which will help them gain power. Whose daily task is to do things that can help them gain and acquire money. Whose daily task is to do things that can help them acquire the highest level of education. But you say, even if they're doing education, finally at the end of it all, what?